Motivational Mondays.
Hey guys, it's Karrie Shust, the founder of Motivational Me. So glad to welcome you here today on Motivational Monday, bringing some momentum in for your week. We are glad that you've joined us right here on the Tulsa scene. You can find us on Anchor in your iTunes or Android store. You can find us on Facebook at the Tulsa scene. So let's kick this off. You know, we spent the entire month of January talking about how to overcome the no, removing good to make room for great. And one of the biggest quotes that I love is by Henry Ford. If you can or if you can't, you're right. So let's talk about stepping into your year. So how do we do that? How many of you have set goals? How many of you are driven to go get those goals? And how many of you don't even know how to go towards the process of establishing those goals? That's what we're going to talk about in the next few segments. So grab your pen, grab your paper. It's super important to write this down. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, we'd love for you to listen in. So grab your ear pods and let's get started. So I am the founder of Motivational Me and I Am Leadership. It's been a beautiful lesson for me for 36 years to coach people corporately, administratively, and individually. What I love doing is celebrating the wins. I mean, what coach doesn't celebrate the wins? But to be able to celebrate the wins, you have to educate and train your players well so they know what the end result's going to be. So let's talk about that for your year. We're talking about goals. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is what was your biggest challenge in 2020? We know that there was pandemics. We know that there was layoffs. We know that there was a plethora of things depending on your own personal life. So I want you to write those down. What were your biggest challenges in 2020? The second thing is I want you to find a place in what was the lesson? What did you learn out of those challenges? The third thing is I want you to celebrate those lessons. Because when we celebrate, even in the small things, the small steps, it makes way for us to go towards bigger goals and bigger chunks. So whether you're writing yourself goals for your personal life or you're writing yourself goals for your business or maybe you're training a team, it's super important to establish your why and what your belief system is. Because a lot of times when we establish our goals, there's a limited belief system behind that ends up stopping us. Right? So we stop at good, but there is always room for great. Next, I want you to make a lift the lid kind of goal, like blow your mind. If I would accomplish this, what would happen? And be able to make time in your life to visualize that. Because visualization, making your mind like magical, like Peter Pan, it's super important to be able to see success in areas in which you do not believe that you can go get. So as we're having this conversation, it's really important to understand that your strengths, do you know what your strengths are? So if you were to think about yourself for a second and say, my strengths are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Identify your strengths. What do you love to do? What's your strong point? And embrace those. Really write them down so we can put those towards your goals in the upcoming segments. The next thing is you have to take action steps. You know, a dream without action is just that. It's just a dream. But when you put action into those dreams, it may be a small step. It may be embracing the relationships that you have in your life. Because a lot of times where we don't have a strength, someone in our life does. Or maybe there's a networking group or some free class that you can take. Right? I think that was the one beauty of 2020 is that there was a lot of free options to become educated, to understand how to do something even if you didn't know. And then lastly is to promote and be aware of where things trigger you. You know, a lot of times anxiety, overwhelming, frustration, or just the simple act of you don't know can take place and you begin to get weary. And when you begin to get weary in your goals, you no longer want to play the plays. You no longer want to exercise your right to get stronger in that area. And so therefore, you've self-sabotaged and you've become defeated. So hopefully today we've given you some really good, simple nuggets on how to establish some goals. And we're going to talk about this all this month. And I'm going to bring in some beautiful people right here in the great city of Tulsa that we can learn from, we can establish, we can be educated with. And I would love for you to connect with me at www.motivationalme.net or on Instagram at @IAM_leadership. But better yet, we'd love for you to like, comment, and share. Give us your suggestions on what you want to see here on the Tulsa scene, how we can make your week really amazing and be your own personal concierge. All right, guys, my name is Karrie Shust, and it's super, super important for you to keep the momentum up and keep pushing forward. All right, bye-bye.